Hi, everyone. My name is Bob Elliott, and I'm the IT director. And today, for this module right here, for this portion of it, we're going to be talking about Masala Chai a little bit. And I've asked some people that work at AES that have much more knowledge and experience about drinking chai and that type of thing to kind of walk us through it a little bit. So um, I'm going to ask everyone to introduce themselves. We'll go ahead and start with Parul, if that's okay.
Hi, I'm Parul, and I'm the Assistant IT Director at school. I work in the main tech, and this is my third year in AES now.
Okay. Vivek?
So I'm Vivek. My last name is Aluwalia, but that's a little difficult to pronounce, so Vivek is just fine. I've been looking after the food services at AES since, believe it or not, 32 years.
Oh, wow.
And I love the place, and I have probably another 3 or 4 more years to retire. So I'm enjoying myself, trying my best to be good during the lockdown.
Yeah. Okay. Kailash?
So my name is Kailash Sharma, and I work with the main tech, and I've been at AES for about 18 years now.
Okay. Rosie?
Hi, I'm Rosie. I work in the Office for Teaching and Learning, and I've been working with the school for a very long time, I would say 30 years.
Oh, wow, that's great. And finally, Anil.
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Anil Singhal, but you can call me Anil. It's very simple. And I've been working in school since last 14 years. Welcome you all.
Okay. So I'm going to start off talking a little bit about my experience with chai. Before I came to India, I was a coffee drinker or an iced tea drinker, and I didn't really know anything about chai. And all of that changed when I met Kailash. And Kailash is a big fan of chai and really got me hooked. And so once a month in main tech, we try to do a IT department chai where we either order from the school or order from a chai company, or have somebody go pick it up from a chai walla and bring it back to school. And just, it's really kind of a time for us to get together and talk and celebrate things that we've done over the month, and we do it with chai. Now, one of the things that I didn't know before I started working at AES was there really isn't one chai, right? There's many different kinds of recipes for chai, and everybody's is the best and everybody else's is the worst compared to how they like it. Is that right? Is that right, Kailash?
Yeah, that's true, sir.
Yeah. So one of the things that I kind of wanted to talk about is what are some of the favorite things that the recipes that you like in your guys' chai. For me, I think that the thing that I found in masala chai, and as a little bit of background for everybody, masala means spice. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and so it's just different spices that they've got that people will use to put in with the tea leaves. My favorite thing, then, it was really kind of a surprise for me, is having black pepper in the masala chai, and that was kind of something new for me. I didn't know that was happening. Rosie, what are some of the things that you like to put in the chai that you have?
Believe it or not, even in spite growing up in India, I never tasted chai since the time, till the time I joined this school, AES.
Okay.
Yeah, and I used to be in office throughout the time and just going out for lunches, and then I saw people go out for tea breaks. So it might as well. So I started taking chai, and chai is different from tea. Tea is like, very mild thing, and chai which is boiled with everything on stove for a little longer to have the taste and zest of every spice. Milk, sugar, and water, combined very nicely and brew it for a long time. So yeah, I love masala chai, and I make my own masala for chai at home.
Okay.
which from my kitchen, I add spices and make my masala, and I love that chai.
Okay. Vivek, I have a question for you. Sugar or no sugar in your chai?
I have no sugar. And
No
that's
sugar.
primarily no
Wow.
sugar, primarily because I'm diabetic. So
Ah,
I
okay.
stopped putting sugar.
We have the argument in our office every time about sugar or no sugar when we get our chai, and you know it's easy enough to add, but I think it's a little bit different adding it in after it's cooked than having it in, you know, while it's cooking.
I think for
True.
everyone who likes sugar in their chai, if you add it while it's brewing, it gives it a distinct flavor. It's okay to add it later, but I think while doing it when it's brewing, gives it a better flavor and it's amazing to taste.
So Parul, you grew up in India, but left. You moved to the United States, and you were there for quite a long time, and then you moved back to India to take the job at AES. Did so? Did you make chai when you were living in the States?
Yes, we did, because as tea drinkers being from India, we just couldn't do without tea. But you don't get the kind of tea leaves that you get in India, so we would typically carry those from here in our checked-in baggage every time we flew in.
Yeah,
And we did make chai, and we tried all sorts of masalas in it. The good thing I think about making masala chai is you can just work through all the spices you have at home in
yeah.
your pantry right there. So you can mix and match. And before moving from India, we only had like the green cardamom elaichi chai.
Hmm.
But after moving to the States, we went to Wisconsin. It was so cold. So I got not to try like cinnamon tea, black pepper, and those two became my favorite.
Yeah.
Adding, there's also another black cardamom. So on those really, really cold days, you could try that. These are my favorite. With or without sugar, I don't care. It just, the masala has to be there. Really, really good.
Yeah. So Kailash, in our office, you have a disagreement with Santosh, who's our network administrator, about the correct recipe for chai. What
Yeah.
what is your correct recipe that you like
Uh,
when you order it from Chios, or if you were to make it at home?
so it would be black pepper, some ginger, some cardamom, and some holy basil.
And
And
so,
I've
what was the last one?
basil. This it's called
Basil.
tulsi. Yeah, holy basil. It's called. So,
Okay.
and lately I've started adding some nutmeg. Uh,
Nutmeg. Okay.
so yeah, so it gives
Mm,
a distinct flavor and it's very tasty.
okay. So Anil, and I think this will probably be the end of it. What about the chai at school? What do you know? What's in the chai at school? The recipe that we use?
So we have a very old our employee staff member who working with schools more than 30 years.
Hmm.
So his name is Om Prakash Saxena. People call him Saxena. And usually he likes to make tea the way people like. So he usually knows who likes what. So
Right.
mostly, he uses boil the water and then add tea leaves, then add ginger, and then we have a homemade tea spice what we make on our own. So little bit of that and little bit of milk.
Okay.
And then if somebody wants sugar or somebody doesn't want sugar, so accordingly he makes with sugar or no sugar.
Okay. All right.
So his recipe is the people's choice. So
Okay.
somebody likes masala, somebody doesn't like masala, somebody like less milk, somebody doesn't like milk. So somebody likes to have it black, somebody likes to have more boiled. So accordingly he makes it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I appreciate all of you. Did you have something else, Vivek?
Yeah, actually, one of the very key things that I just wanted to mention here was that unlike, brewed tea, which is made with very fine Darjeeling leaves, Darjeeling is a state in India from where you probably get the best tea in India. Uh, the tea leaves that are used for masala chai, where you boil it and cook it for a certain length of time, is something called CTC. which really, it's an abbreviation for, I think, cut, tear, and chop. And these are tea leaves that are turned into hard little small pellets. So
Okay.
that's what is used essentially for masala chai. The spices can vary from house to house. The addition of milk, sugar, etc. All that can change. But basically, if you cannot boil those really good tea leaves because your tea would be totally bitter. That can only be brewed in a teapot or in your individual mug.
Okay.
So just wanted to just bring that up as a very important thing about masala chai.
Okay. Yeah, that's very interesting. I had read something online that talked about that one of the reasons that they started using masala in chai was because of the tea powder that they were originally using was very inexpensive and probably not very high quality. And when they were selling it, the chaiwala was out selling it on the street. He would probably buy very inexpensive tea powder, and that the masala was used to cover up the taste of the inferior tea powder that was used. Now, I don't know how true that is or not, um, but that's something that I read online when I was researching this. And so I thought that was kind of interesting. And yeah, Vivek?
I totally agree with what you read. It definitely must have been one of the reasons. But actually, spices play such an important role in the seasonal adaptation of, how you fight disease, for instance. And there's this innate thing from your grandmothers and your great grandmothers that you just picked up, which perhaps you don't even know about. But for instance, adrak chai is ginger tea. And
Okay.
it's the kind of tea where you brew ginger with, while you're boiling the water. Ginger is supposed to be such a great, a thing against colds and coughs. And it's the kind of tea you would love to drink in winter. It's not something you usually drink in summer. In the same way, you have fennel, which is really good for for your respiratory system. You have, cloves and other spices that are really good, just as and like to fight disease, basically. So all these things also added to the fact that since this is your favorite brew and your favorite beverage of the day, you also, like all Indian food, you just add these spices to also fight, make your body strong.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes, Anil.
Yeah, like we add, tulsi, which is basil, basically, and it's really good for a lot of your immune system, your lot of other cold and cough related things. And these days in COVID-19 situation, a lot of people have been drinking tea with a lot of these herbs, like tulsi, your cloves, your cinnamon, and ginger. So it helps you in developing a better immune system also. So you have tea along with your immunity is also boosted.
So you're saying I should drink more chai, is what you're saying.
Actually, Indian philosophy has always been more chai because it helps in your system with all these herbs and a lot of things like ginger, etc., which is good for your health actually.
Yeah. Okay, I wanted to keep this as short as possible. I appreciate all of you for getting together and talking us through this. I'm sure that the new faculty will enjoy this, and they'll find it entertaining, and hopefully they'll learn something from it. Thank you very much, and I appreciate it.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.